Welcome, friends. We're going to start this massive SACA session in a moment's time. So welcome to this session on communication and global human rights, media research on South Asia and its diaspora worldwide. The first presenter on my list is Muhammad Zakaria.
So Muhammad Zakaria, begin.
Welcome knowledge about HIV and sexual transmitted infections so that they have health literacy about these two major issues. Thank you for listening us.
Thank you, Muhammad Zakaria. You kept on time. Thank you.
Let's go by the scheme here so that we have online and offline together according. Dheeraj Murthy, cancel culture in India.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't know I was going to be called up so quickly. Okay, thank you. Dheeraj Murthy from University of Texas at Austin. So in my 2 minutes, cancel culture is a really broad topic, so there's not too much I can talk about in 2 minutes, especially in the context of India. But I'll give you a brief definition. Cancel culture is a behavior where individuals, groups, or even a society permanently cancels in the sense of social media, someone or something that is socially perceived as offensive. And so what my research does as part of a larger research project is looks at specifically the context of India. So all of these are themes I'd love to talk about more and are researching in more detail, and that's my 2 minutes.
I have the absolute pleasure of inviting my former student Elja Rai, who's from the University of Memphis, USA, and in true South Asian spirit, I give you extra 15 seconds.
Thank you so much. So my paper is titled Pan-Indian Cinema or Celebration of Toxic Masculinity, an Analysis of Indian Theatrical Cinema. But historically, Bombay cinema, aka Bollywood, dominated the domestic as well as the international market.
Now I have the pleasure of inviting one of the most accomplished, senior-most professors in India, our teacher, former Vice Chancellor, BP Sanjay. Sir.
Good morning. My working title is fairly long. It is about Ram Mandir and the media discourse. The paper analyzes the build-up to the Ram Mandir temple construction and how it evolved over the period of time from a disputed structure to a highly devotional place in the recent past.
Archana Pathak.
My paper is entitled Dobika Kutta, an autoethnographic exploration of frozen in time memory and diasporic belonging. Indian immigrants, specifically Gujaratis and their families. This project interrogates how the collective frozen in time memory and their quest for belonging is shaped by the intersections of migrational generation, gender, race, caste, and
I have
religion.
the extreme pleasure of inviting my young nephew, Muhammad Ihab Rasool. Welcome.
All right, hi everybody. Today I'll be presenting my work titled Selective Morality, Moral Disengagement Strategies, and the War on Terror in the Northern Areas of Pakistan. So the portrayal of violence and conflict in the news media has increasingly become more and more critical. The language and the visuals used in the news media may be used to justify violence and even desensitize audiences to brutalities.
I have the pleasure of inviting Jyotika ma'am, Indian Journalism Ethical Values, Professor Jyotika Ramaprasad from University of Miami and Dr. Amrish Saxena from Delhi Metropolitan Education.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. We are part of a very major project called the Worlds of Journalism Study, which is now in its third phase. It's a very quantitative presentation we're making, so I will hand it over to him. It's just one section of the questionnaire on the ethical values.
The questions and the analysis of those questions that I'm presenting here are related to basically two aspects. One is the orientation in ethics, and another is about the practices.
I missed out on Muhammad Zakaria. The physician's interruption in medical consultation, etc. You want to present that? So, go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
This study, we have also two research questions. How do physicians' interruptions influence the dynamics of patient-physician communication? What is the effect of physician interruptions during medical consultations on patient participations and satisfaction?
Now I have the pleasure of inviting my old friend, Dr. Rauf Arif and Lamia Zia.
I will be really quick. Lamia Zia from University of Maryland. My study examines media framing and gender representation in the modern Pakistani military drama sponsored by ISPR, Inter-Services Public Relations. And it was sponsored by SPR, and our study was looking at how women was actually framed in that 24-episode TV show. So we analyzed different dominant themes that emerged out of that TV show. Nationalism, patriotism, women empowerment, and the propaganda or the very positive propaganda of the military.
Thank you, Lamia. Dr. Famidul Haq, Bard College, USA?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. Hi everyone. I'm going directly to my presentation. The title is Examining Electoral Democracy or Geopolitics. Foreign press coverage of the 2024 Bangladesh election. Sheikh Hasina's Awami League, which has been in power since 2009, used to receive favorable gestures from the international community due to positive economic indicators, despite the non-participatory and rigged elections in 2014 and 2018.
Asha Kaul, IIM Ahmedabad. Are you there?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to do a short presentation on a paper that I've done with my co-author Vidhi Chaudhary from ESCCH, the Netherlands. The name of the paper is #Bagjan Burns, Crisis at Oil India Limited. So much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Chalika Sashikani Thangaraja, University of Colombo.
Hi everyone, I am Chalika Thangaraja from Sri Lanka. Today I am going to present some findings from one of my ongoing research titled A Comparative Analysis on Media Framing of Returnees, a case study based on Sri Lankan and Nepali newspapers. This study is aimed to investigate how returnees are portrayed in Sri Lankan and Nepali newspapers, focusing on the differences and similarities in media framing between the two countries.
Sheila Lalwani.
Hi everyone. Thank you very much for putting this event on. I'm looking forward to sharing my work with you over the next 2 minutes. The title of my paper is called Privacy Protection, the subtitle A Qualitative Study of Cybersecurity Strategies that Afghan Journalists in Exile Employ to Protect the Privacy of Their Sources.
Thank you.
Arjun, Hong Kong Baptist University.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Dr. Pandey. My paper is on regulating dominant platforms, where I take a case study of geo-platforms, which is the leading one in India right now in the last 2 years. These are TRI data. TRI is the telecom regulatory body in India, and it has been observed that such symbiotic relationship between political system and the dominant platforms blocks the platforms from playing a constructive role with the government.
Nikhil Reddy.
Paper title is Muslims in Popular Media, Exploring Muslim Representation in Indian Movies. So I say that while the audience would identify movies and their characters solely as a source of entertainment or as a means of comprehending historical events, it is important to know that movies have a potential influence and it also has the power to perpetuate stereotypes.
Thank you, Nikhil. Nikhil is representing Ohio University. Syed Ali Hussain, Omar Daudi, Emeniano Chinyaka Ogadema.
Great, wonderful. So my presentation is about the religious vigilantes in Pakistan and the damage that they have done to the religious minorities, particularly the Hindu and Christian minorities. This is not a study with a lot of data, but this is a campaign that we ran on social media last year that reached around 3 million individuals and people. I'm going to share with you a few things that we have found out and also the campaign. In our main research, we found out the reason for the pursuing of extremist views, which is sensation seeking, heroism, hate violence, pursuit of justice, and meaning in life.
Thank you.
Dr. Shafiqur Rahman. Dr. Rahman was supposed to be here in person. Go ahead, Professor.
Thank you very much. Greetings, everyone. I'm Shafiq Rahman from California State University, presenting on behalf of my co-authors, Farhin Shimo, Achal Chaudhary. The title of our presentation is They Call Themselves Brave Women, an analysis of Bangladeshi women's narratives on Facebook. So women bikers are becoming increasingly visible in rural Bangladeshi streets. So in our projects, we try to juxtapose Bangladeshi women's narratives with the Western representation of brown and Muslim women's, and perhaps challenge the Western stereotypical notion of women's freedom. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Rahman. Dr. Anshula Garg, you can present now. Dr. Anshula Garg from IMC Jammu.
As my topic is the perception of SAARC countries towards religious communication with reference to social media. And for this research, my concern was related to the religious conflicts, and this religious conflicts is an issue of the worldwide. I feel it is a global issue. We used to observe.
Thank you, Anshula. Thank you very much. I have the pleasure of inviting my old friend, Dr. Arshad Amanullah.
So the title of my presentation is From Calligraphy to Computer, Digitalization of Media Work and Resocialization in Indian Urdu Daily Inqilab. The digitalization of news operations at Inqilab started in 1993 when it introduced computers in its newsroom and hired DTP operators.
Dr. Ambarish Saxena, Delhi Metropolitan Education, Dr. Susmita Bala, and Prince Shadwal.
I will request Dr. Susmita Bala to make the introductory remarks, then I will take the things forward.
My topic is communication tools for creating awareness about rights of persons with disability in India. This is a case study of Goa-based Purple Festival 2024.
And Shushmita ma'am, I now invite our young friend Manish Prakash from Central University of Jammu, India.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself Manish Prakash from Central University of Jammu, India. The topic of my presentation is Reshaping the Human Rights Challenge, a study of marginalized section in Jammu region. This research paper makes an attempt in understanding the state of marginalized section in Jammu region of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The human rights issue faced by this community can be assessed in detail by delving deeper into it. There is a constant conversation regarding the representation of community in the academic fraternity as well. With an ethnographic research, I dive deeper into this issue and try to assess the human rights issue related to it.
Thank you, Manish. Sayyid Bilal Shah, Mehnaz Gul, Amanullah from University of Peshawar, Pakistan.
Thank you so much. Our study is about exploring the role of the media in surviving public interest of case of human rights condition in Balochistan. How media plays a crucial role in influencing policymakers to endure public interest. We are reason to show that Pakistan and international human rights media are not focusing in Balochistan. Thank you, sir, so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that gives 60 seconds to Deb and me to give our comments. 30 seconds to you, Deb, and I'll take 30 seconds.
Please join me in congratulating everybody on their excellent papers. And we thank Dr. Uma Shankar Pandey for doing an amazing job of leading this session. And I hope you will pardon me for interrupting your sessions with a time call. Thank you. I had a lot of pain doing that.
So 1 out of every 4 person on this planet is a South Asian, you know that. And the density of population is 317 persons per kilometer squared. So it's only proper that the partner panel would be the most densely populated panel probably in the history of ICA. So, but we did a great job. I mean, all of you did manage to convey your point.
I just also wanted to add that our next SACA research session is in Philadelphia at the AEJMC.